Welcome to Last Hour. Tonight, we'll share a timeless tale from history, Heroes of Sparta, the defense of Thermopylae, a bedtime story. If you're enjoying these bedtime stories, consider subscribing. It's free, and it helps us create more tales to help you sleep peacefully. Under the starry vault of the night sky, let your thoughts drift to a time long past, a time of valor, sacrifice, and unyielding resolve. In the stillness of this moment, we journey to the rugged cliffs and narrow passes of ancient Greece. The year is 480 BCE, and the mighty Persian Empire has set its gaze upon the defiant city-states of Greece. Tonight, we recount the tale of the Battle of Thermopylae, a story of courage in the face of impossible odds, of warriors who dared to stand against an empire. Close your eyes if you wish, and imagine the Aegean wind carrying the scent of salt and olive groves. Picture the flicker of torchlight as 300 Spartan warriors, led by their king, Leonidas, march to their destiny. This is not just a tale of war, it is a story of enduring legacy, one that whispers through the corridors of time, inviting us to ponder what it means to stand firm in the face of overwhelming adversity. The gathering storm. The seeds of this conflict were sown years earlier. Persia, the most powerful empire the world had ever known, was led by King Xerxes, a ruler of unrelenting ambition. His father, Darius, had suffered a humiliating defeat at the hands of the Greeks at the Battle of Marathon, and Xerxes was determined to exact vengeance. He assembled an army so vast that ancient historians claimed it drank rivers, dry, and darkened the sun with its arrows. The Greek city-states, fiercely independent and often in conflict, understood the peril they faced. Alone, none could hope to withstand the Persian tide. A council was convened, and the Spartans, renowned for their martial prowess, agreed to take the lead. However, the timing was inauspicious. A sacred religious festival, the Carneia, prohibited the full Spartan army from marching. Knowing that delay could spell disaster, King Leonidas volunteered to lead a small force of 300 Spartans, handpicked for their skill and bravery. These men were not just warriors, they were fathers and sons, chosen because they already had heirs to carry on their lineage. They were joined by contingents from other Greek city-states, swelling their numbers to approximately 7,000. Together, they marched north to Thermopylae, a narrow pass that would serve as the perfect choke point against the massive Persian host. The Hot Gates. Thermopylae, or the Hot Gates, was both a physical and symbolic threshold. The pass, flanked by steep cliffs and the Aegean Sea, was so narrow that only a small force could hold it against a larger one. Here, the Greeks prepared their stand. As the Persian army approached, its sheer scale was staggering. Estimates of its size vary, with ancient accounts claiming over 1 million soldiers, though modern historians suggest it was likely closer to 200,000, a force still unimaginably vast by the standards of the day. Xerxes, confident in his superiority, sent emissaries to demand the Greeks surrender. Their message was simple: lay down your weapons and be spared. Leonidas's response was just as succinct and defiant. Molon Labe, come and take them. This was not just a refusal. It was a declaration of the Greeks' unyielding spirit. They would not bow to tyranny, no matter the cost. The battle begins. On the first day of battle, the Persians advanced in waves. Their soldiers, clad in light armor and armed with wicker shields, were ill-suited for the narrow terrain. The Spartans, in contrast, were masters of phalanx warfare. Shoulder to shoulder, their shields interlocked, they formed an impenetrable wall of bronze and steel. The Greeks fought with discipline and precision, exploiting the terrain to its fullest advantage. The narrow pass funneled the Persians into a killing ground, where the longer spears and heavier armor of the Spartans gave them the upper hand. Xerxes, watching from a distance, could hardly believe his eyes as his mighty army faltered against such a small force. As the day wore on, he sent in his elite warriors, the Immortals, a unit so named because of their perceived invincibility. But even they could not break the Spartan line. By nightfall, the Greeks remained unbroken, and the bodies of Persian soldiers littered the pass. The second day, a war of attrition. The second day brought more of the same. Xerxes, furious and humiliated, ordered fresh waves of soldiers into the fray. Yet the Greeks held firm, their discipline and training turning the pass into a death trap. It was not just the Spartans who fought valiantly. The allied forces, including Thespians and Thebans, matched their courage, refusing to yield an inch of ground. The morale of the Persian troops began to waver. How could this ragged alliance of Greeks withstand the might of the greatest empire on earth? Betrayal and encirclement. But no force, however valiant, can withstand betrayal. On the second night, a local Greek named Ephialtes approached Xerxes with a secret. For a price, he revealed the existence of a hidden path that bypassed the main pass. Seizing this opportunity, Xerxes dispatched a contingent of troops to outflank the Greeks. As dawn broke on the third day, Leonidas received word of the betrayal. Realizing that their position was now untenable, he ordered the majority of the Greek forces to retreat. Only his 300 Spartans, along with a few hundred Thespians and Thebans, chose to stay. They would fight to the last, buying time for the rest of Greece to prepare for the battles to come. The final stand. The third day dawned under a crimson sky. Surrounded on all sides, the Spartans and their allies prepared for their final stand. They fought with a ferocity that astonished even their enemies. When their spears broke, they used swords. When their swords shattered, they fought with their bare hands. Leonidas himself fell in the thick of the battle, his body surrounded by those of his enemies. Refusing to surrender his corpse, the Spartans fought with renewed fury, determined to protect their king even in death. By the end of the day, every last defender lay dead. The Persians had won the field, but it was a victory drenched in blood and tainted by the knowledge that such a small force had defied them for so long. The legacy of Thermopylae. Though Thermopylae was a tactical defeat, it was a strategic and moral victory. The sacrifice of Leonidas and his men galvanized the Greek city-states, inspiring them to unite against the Persian invaders. In the months that followed, the Greeks achieved stunning victories at the naval battle of Salamis and the land battle of Plataea, driving the Persians from their shores. Thermopylae became a symbol of resistance, a testament to the power of courage and sacrifice. To this day, the name Thermopylae evokes awe and reverence. A simple monument stands at the site of the battle, bearing the inscription, "Go tell the Spartans, stranger passing by, that here, obedient to their laws, we lie." Reflections for the night. As the story fades into the quiet of the night, let it linger in your thoughts. What drives people to stand against overwhelming odds? Is it duty, love for their homeland, or the hope that their sacrifice might inspire others? And if you were faced with such a choice, what would you stand for? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, may the courage of the Spartans guide your dreams and remind you that even in the darkest hours, a spark of defiance can illuminate the path forward. Good night, and thank you for joining us on Last Hour.